You're hot and you're cold, you're yes then you're no, you're in then you're out, you're up then you're down, you're wrong.
His name is Jim Comer, and you know what? He's done it all. He's written speeches, he's delivered speeches, he's written comedy, he's appeared on game shows. By the way, what was your specialty? Why were they interested in you?
I was interested in them. I was an actor.
Yeah.
And you know, actors make no money. And so I was doing anything I could. I painted houses, I drove cabs.
But why
and I
were
was
you on
Christian.
Jeopardy?
I was on Jeopardy to try to make money.
Why were they interested in you, though?
Because I was able to pass the test, and then I was able to go before the producers and be interesting. And the two things they want is you can answer the questions and you're lively.
So how'd you do?
I came in second to a 4-time winner.
Oh, you mean like the actors
I made
do?
$200. Now ask me about pyramid, $10,000 pyramid.
Did you do okay?
Went to the pyramid 7 times, won $3,300 back in 1975. That's like winning $12,000.
He remembers every dollar.
I remember losing the $10,000 by one question.
See, this is what happens when you spend your life as an actor and you don't know when the phone is going to ring again. But talking about money now, how do we help our parents wisely distribute the money? What kind of protection do they have to have? What kind of help do you have to have when it comes to documentation?
Well, first of all, you need to make sure that in those questions, you need to make sure they have the basics. Do they have a will? 7 out of 10 Americans do not have a will.
When I read that, I was astounded.
10 out of 10 are going to die. You know, I mean, I know I Googled it.
But 7 out of 10 Americans don't have a will.
But they don't. They're in denial. And so you need to get a will. They're not expensive.
Yeah.
And so you need to get a will. And that alone could save, listen, there's lots of wealthy people. Even John Denver, $12 million estate.
No will?
No will. An ex-wife, children,
Unbelievable.
wife. And you also need durable power of attorney so that your children, adult children, can make legal decisions for you if you're incapable. You need health care power of attorney so that they can make health care decisions for you. And you need a living will. Because first of all, I mean, that means if you don't have a living will, they can put that feeding tube down you, they can put you on a respirator, they can go in if your heart has problems, break ribs and go in and massage your heart. Most of us don't want any of that.
No, and see, there's the problem, though, with losing your dignity after the fact. Because if you've got it taken care of, then you know what your parent wants you to do and what they don't want you to do. And it is, after all, the peak of recognition of their humanity when they're the ones who are making those decisions while they still can.
And it's got to be in writing. Talking does not do it. It must be in writing. It must be with an attorney, the whole deal.
What else do we need to know?
Okay,
2 minutes.
Burial plans. You want to know if they have one. If not, you need to get one because it's a lot better to do it way before the fact than right after they pass away when you're emotional.
You were talking about the memorial people taking you aside into the conversation room.
Oh, it took 3 hours, even though we had a burial plan. Also, the funeral. You need to know what they want. First of all, do they want a funeral?
Yes.
And if so, what do they want at their funeral? For example, I do not want someone singing, "You light up my life" at my funeral. I mean, and if I don't have it written down, they can do that.
Jim, listen, I don't want to run out of time before we ask at least the abiding question. And that is, how did you know how to take care of your mom? She's still there, and she doesn't know you by name, but she loves you.
In the early days, she did. But she was already at the point where she thought that most of the dresses in her closet were stolen. She wanted to go see her dead sister, and I made a terrible mistake. I told her that her sister had died. She had to go through and relive that grief. I went to an Alzheimer's expert. She gave me the best advice I ever got on this subject. She said, "Jim, quit trying to drag your mother into your world. She can't go there anymore. You go into her world."
Okay, you're going to tell people how to do that. We're running out of time.
Okay.
Quickly tell them where you're going to be tomorrow.
I'm going to be at the Scottsdale Village Square. That's the right name. I had to look at my friend back there. Scottsdale Village Square.
Yes.
Tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock, free. And I guarantee you, you're going to learn, you're going to laugh. You're going to have a good time.
Scottsdale Village Square available by the phone number, and the address is right there. How much more can we give you other than the suggestion to bring the parents if they're still around?
Yes.
Jim Comer, you're going to be back because he tells us about what happens when roles are reversed. Stay with us.
Do you think about me now and then? Do you think about